Chat, I saw an anime that made me cringe big time, and it's called Masked Rider. Not only did it make me cringe, I was like, this is decent. This is a decent anime, but, and here's the thing, I don't think I've recall ever seen an anime that made me cringe. Think about it. You meet someone who's crazy who actually believes that they could be a superhero. Like Batman, you know, like that Batman guy you might have seen, I think maybe in New York, but it's in the United States. He was wearing a, don't talk about his smile. I like a smile. You know, he's a kid, you know, he's smiling and everything. You know, don't be talking about his smile like that. Goofy ass smile, that's funny. That's funny. But he believes that he could be a superhero. And that's like really cringy. Not, a kid who believes he can be a superhero, that's not cringe. Unless he's like old enough to know that that's not really a thing. Unless you're like a firefighter or army guy. But he wants to be a super powered guy. Let's take a look at this, chat. Let's take a look at this. This is one of the reasons why I tell you, chat, that you should always just watch a random anime. Huh?
But that's not a hero smile. That's a torture toys smile.
Okay, Remedy says, really? Really? We see this kid watching a superhero movie like Power Rangers. He's literally just watching Power Rangers, or this universe's version of Power Rangers. He's watching TV and all that, as you do. Maybe he's watching a little bit too close, but hey, they don't care about their eye sockets. I care about my eyes. Anyway, and as you see, chat, I never did like shorts like that. Never did. Never did. I think I always found shorts like that weird. The only one who could probably pull them off is some lady, and yeah, probably some lady. But shorts, it's just too short, man. Put on pants. Put on pants. And I know you're saying, but Candy, you don't even wear pants. Look, don't worry about what's going on below my waist. All right, Diddy. Looking at you, Diddy, way in the back, because I know you watch my live streams. Jeez, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing around. But yeah, I don't like shorts. I think shorts are my least favorite clothing. But as you can see, he's doing the superhero pose and all that cool stuff. He's really in his zone with the chocolate milk and everything. Who in the heck puts chocolate milk in a pitcher, chat? Look at that. That's chocolate milk, right? Maybe Nesquik. Is Nesquik chocolate milk? So I've never seen that before. That's like weird. I just realized that. Anyway. Oh, look at the little toy. You got the little toy right there. Chat. And he got the toys right here on top of the TV. I'm telling you, man. It's a, if you really just throw away the cringe, it's
I only wear baggy basketball shorts or baggy pants. Short shorts like that is asking for a tear.
Really? Okay, Rowdy, you only wear baggy basketball shorts? That's funny. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, basketball shorts are fine. Like shorts, like tight shorts like this. Let's stop looking at this kid's butt and move on. Don't clip that. I'll clip it myself. Moving on. So he's seeing these other kids playing, you know, pretend. And this kid's like, is over there trying to aura farm. It just, the animation style is way too silly to be serious, even though it is serious. Like, look at this kid's face. Like, right there. Right there. King Remedy says, P. Candy diddles. That's crazy. That's crazy. His face is like really long. It's got some like, what's it called? One Piece vibes to it, if I'm being honest, chat. I'm being serious. He's got a little bit of that going on. So he's seeing these kids playing like pretend. He's like, you know, being a hero isn't pretend. It's real. I say hero because I don't remember the name of what he's trying to be. But he's like, I want to be him. He's pretty much saying.
So does the kid get hit by a bus or dropped into radioactive goo?
That's crazy. That, you know, see, you would think, right, King Remedy? You would think that he would get hit by a bus and get isekai'd, or he gets superpowers from something. Maybe he meets some strange guy he wants to, you know, feed his hair to. Chat, what's worse, being hit by a bus or eating the hair of some strange guy? Clearly getting hit by a bus is worse. However, eating some random hair you don't know where it's from some guy you don't know is very weird. I'm just saying. You gotta, you end up picking your poison at some point. So you see him older. He's talking to some baddie, and he's got like sparks in his eyes. She's got sparks in her
All
eyes.
Might was no stranger, though. He's the symbol of peace.
All Might was no stranger. He was a symbol of peace. Is that right? Tell that to a black family. Yeah, that won't work out so well. You're like, I don't care who you are. You're not feeding my son any hair from your butt crack. Anyway, we're moving on, chat. We got other things we got to do. So while he's having a conversation with this baddie, some hoodlums, right, come along. You know what? I actually like seeing his kind of design, because he's clearly like a hoodlum, but he's wearing glasses and he's kind of like big boned, right, chat? He's a big back. We don't really see too many big back bad guys. They're always the big backs are always the weird ones, right? Like the Diddies. Yeah, they're always the Diddy characters, or some form of another. Like, oh, little sister stuff and all that other stuff. You know the anime. You know the tropes I'm talking about, chat. You know exactly the tropes I'm talking about. But this guy, he's like, you know what? I'm going to beat you up and all that. However, it didn't play out so well. He got his stuff rocked because he's stronger than he looks. We're going to get to that point of like, how he ends up like that. I'm just, we'll get there, chat. We'll
says
get
he's
there.
A hero with the power of friendship. I am clicking off the stream.
Shut up, Gamer. No, he doesn't. See, I don't think that's what's going to happen in this anime from what I've seen. There's not going to be like the power of friendship thing. Because I think the hero he wants to be doesn't really have like allies for the most part. Or at least we just haven't gotten there. But for the most part, I don't think it's that type. I don't think he's that type. At least I hope. Because the power of friendship is great. But that's not a trope only in Japan, right? That's like a trope you can find with cartoons as well, right? Everyone comes together to do something. Well, see, here's the thing. Would you call it a trope if there's no other way of doing it? Like, if there's no other way of doing it, then...
to scam pawn shops and the IRS.
With the scam pawn shops? Yeah, see, that works. Terrible. Wait. Is it illegal to scam a pawn shop if the pawn shop scams you? Anyway, that's beside the point. So, we have so many animes where the main character has the power of friendship or, teamwork to overcome a situation. And then we have some anime where it's just the main character is the overpowered one kind of thing. So there's only one or two or three ways you can make a main character. Is it fair to call it a trope? And when I say trope, I mean trope as in a corny, lame kind of way. Because you can have a good trope, right? Like some lady who has big gazungas. That's a good trope. And to those who say that's not a good trope, you probably have low testosterone. In every species, males are attracted to girls, and vice versa, in some different ways. I'm just saying, if you're just like saying, oh man, I can't handle a woman who has something that I'm naturally, genetically, that I like. And like, well then, go away. I'm not judging you, but if I have a baddie friend and you can't like handle that, then I'm going to pick my friend over you, if that makes any sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sure it does. Anyway, so he comes to the school where he's at. It's like, hey, you beat me up. I got all my boys here. Chat, the best hoodlum anime I've ever seen was Beelzebub. It's funny and it's kind of deep, and I doubt it, but I hope they make more. I know they're making manga of it. I don't know if they're still making manga, but Beelzebub was a good one. You know that anime with the main character who has a baby on his head all the time, and that baby just so happens to be a demon prince, and that baby only likes people who are evil and everything, or at least has the the makings of being evil, because he's not necessarily evil, but he is like a hoodlum. He's like I love it. We have to do a video on that eventually because Beelzebub is the best one for that kind of genre. Kind of like how Konosuba is the best comedy anime. Oh yeah, it's the best. Then you got what's it called? Sword Art Online might be the best for reincarnation kind of anime, or at least that's not reincarnation, but that cyber, like sci-fi kind of anime. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Like there are a few anime out there, like, or the best dubbed anime is Ghost Stories. There's no other dubbed anime or no other anime with a dub that's better than Ghost Stories. That's a fact. Not Dan to Dan, not anything else. The problem is Ghost Stories, all their funny bits are spread out a lot, but when they hit hard. Other animes, they got a lot of funny bits, all throughout it, like but it's not that they don't hit as hard as Ghost Stories dub. Konosuba is up there. Konosuba is way up there. But I think Konosuba is just a different ballgame. Anyway, moving on. So he comes out of the school and he berates these guys that says, hey, if you want to fight somebody, if you want to go to war with somebody, go to war with evil. And they were like, they all got shocked. I thought that was funny. I thought that was funny. He was like, oh, what? Because he was like, he's telling the truth, and they know he's telling the truth, but they want to stand on business of like, hey, we got to get payback. Yeah, I think it's funny. I think it's funny. So he goes to fight all of them. This is what shocked me the most. He goes to fight all of them, and he gets whooped immediately. But then he was like, I didn't think I had to, use my, my inner power, but you're making me do this. You know how in Power Rangers where they get defeated and then they have to get supercharged to beat the bad guy? So he pretty much does that. And I say pretty much because what happens next is that he takes off his shirt and he shows the belt that he drew on his stomach, the power belt. And what makes it even crazier,
same stupid
chat,
kid that would Naruto run to lunch.
Exactly, King Remedy, the same kid that would Naruto run to lunch. But what made it even crazier is that he starts making, you know how when they power up and they have all these effects and everything? Yeah, that didn't happen here. However, he made the power-up noises with his mouth. He's like, I'm like, are you kidding me? Not only is he doing that in front of the school, he's doing that in front of the baddie, and he's also doing it in front of the enemy. And everyone's laughing at him. It's so crazy. It's so cringe. It's so cringe. And I've never seen like a more cringe anime like this. I feel like I have. I'm sure I have, but I just can't remember any of them. However, the only thing about this, even though it's cringe, he has the muscle to back it up, and he lays them all out. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He knocks them all out. All because he believed. So, there's no superpower stuff here, right? There's a lot more cringe. It's like if, how do I explain it? It's like, I don't think I can explain it like any other way. He's cringe, but because he believes it so much, he also understands that to get to that level, I'm speeding ahead too much, but he locks him out. But he also understands, I'm getting it right. I'm getting it right. Linus, thank you very much for the sub. Because he understands that he has to do a lot of training to get to that level, chat. He brings his cringe fantasy to life. Not in terms of getting superpowers. He just works out. He says he just works out and he's been punching this freaking tree, right? And because he's been working so hard to hone his body, he managed to take on a fully grown bear. I have never seen no one flip a bear in my life. So here we are, chat. Normally his home is filled with all of the memorabilia and action figures and all this stuff, but he got rid of them. And this was for an interesting reason why he did it. But at this point, he was like, look, I'm 40. I don't got time. I can't, because the reason why, because he's sad because he wants to fight the actual bad guy. He doesn't want to fight,
you know how
criminals.
People with Down syndrome have super strength sometimes. Do you think you could convince one that they are a superhero and that's why they are different, then they become an alleyway hero?
I mean, you could, you would have, that would be, okay, that first off, that'd be kind of evil, especially if he gets hurt. But why are people with Down syndrome, is it true that people with Down syndrome are like got super strength? Or is it more like they don't know how to, like, manage their own strength, so they could do more harm to their body than good, kind of thing? Like lifting something that's way too heavy, but because you can't understand that it's too heavy, you break something. But both? Yeah, that'd be evil. Hopefully he doesn't have Down syndrome. But so he's like, look, I'm in our 40s. The big bad guy hasn't showed himself. The big bad guy isn't real, and he's sad by that because he believes that he's the superhero, but all the he doesn't want to fight like regular criminals. He wants to fight the actual bad guy. So he's kind of down in the dumps. So he's kind of moving on. He's kind of moved on from all that for the most part. He still trains, but he just kind of moved on from that. Now, I know what you're thinking. This looks like the whole salute, right? It's not. It's not that kind of salute you and I are thinking of. It's completely different. It's the salute of the bad guy from the show. So he sees that, and he's like, all these, and he sees that, and
give him
just like
some
the
gear and let the dude be a hero with extra chromey strength.
Let the dude be a hero, extra chromey strength. That is a wild term. I've never heard someone say that. That's crazy. So they're wearing the same kind of mask that these henchmen are wearing. And he was like, the dude is like, what? He kind of got like a little bit excited that this was happening. However, there was this, so here's the thing. We're going to come back to this guy. Don't let me forget. We're going to come back to this guy because I think there's something to him that the first episode hasn't shown us.
It's like a goofy parody of the movie Kick-Ass.
A goofy parody of the movie Kick Butt? Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that. So they captured one of the guys in the mask, and they like was interrogating him, and he was saying how when he wears it, he feels like he's powerful. Like he's like, he's managed to, be unstoppable. Now we have this guy was like, that's stupid. That's really stupid. So he's like, reason why he says it's stupid and kind of cringy, which is weird because even though he has like 1 foot or 2 feet inside of that, he understands like the mask doesn't make you strong. You make you strong, kind of thing. And it's like, okay, here I'm gonna paint a picture for you, chat. Thank you very much for the follow over on Facebook. I'm gonna paint a picture for you. Think of a doctor, right? The best doctor in the world. He cured cancer. He can do almost anything, but he talks like an idiot. And he says, and you tell him like, how did you figure out how to cure cancer? Like, oh, I was talking to my pineapple, and my pineapple says to cut this. I'm like, oh, yep, But then the pineapple got in an argument with the apple, and then I said, I can't do this. You guys I'm going to go hang out with Banana for a little while. So I went to go visit my mother and stay with her for a little while. And then pineapple and apple came and broke through my window and like a whole argument. And I accidentally squished apple. Pineapple doesn't talk to me anymore. And you're over there and he's like, what are you looking for? Well, I'm looking for your freaking brain, man, because how does that even work? You're insane. That's pretty much, it's pretty much what we have here. He's insane. He's lost in his own fantasy, but he has the drive to make it happen. He's like, I'm going to work out a lot. And he's like, why? Because I want to be a superhero. I want to fight bad guys. Not just bad guys, but the big bad guy. Like, well, that big bad guy doesn't exist. Yeah, I don't care. I'm going to work out anywhere because I know he's out there somewhere. So I need to get strong. And you just become like this big beefcake of a man or woman. You're buff and everything.
This cornball versus
you
One
know
Punch
you're waiting
Man.
for this cornball versus One Punch Man. One Punch Man got him. Got him. However, this cornball could probably do very well in that universe. I'm not gonna hold you. All because he believes in his fictitious mindset of becoming stronger to fight the big bad guy. All because of that. So he's pushed his body to the limit, to the max. He learns to fight and all this stuff. It's crazy, but it works. It's cringy, but it works. So I'm gonna move this to the side just so you can get like a look at that. It gets crazy. It's like it's too close to the whole you know what I mean, Chad. I don't want to say it because it's gonna mess up with the algorithm. So we meet one of the bosses or the boss during the first episode. I say one of the because I don't think he's the boss. There's many others. Now here's the thing. The reason why he makes these guys, these particular three, because apparently this stuff is happening all over the country, by the way. This is happening all over the country. There's a lot of these guys out there, which is, I find, a very interesting concept for a story. So I'm really taken away by it. So this guy wants his goons to wear the mask, and they're like, this is kind of lame. And he explains that the reason why I'm making you wear the mask is because that particular show that he watched growing up, he always felt bad for the bad guy. So he wants to be like them. And I'm like, and he said, this is why I became like a crime boss. And I'm like, chat, if you had someone like, pick a bad guy in our history. I can't say the name, and neither should you, because I don't want to mess up the algorithm. Pick one big bad guy in history, and if he told you, said, the reason why I decided to be a big bad guy is because of this cartoon I saw where the good guy always wins. So I really want that. I know that's an anime from One Punch Man, right? Maybe they're copying off of One Punch Man a little bit, but in a more cringy way. I could see that. I could easily see that. Chat. He became a crime boss, and a very good one, all because he believed. You know what's sad about this? Some people can't even do that. You have bad guys who are more determined to do bad than, they got more determination than people with none. Some people got no determination to do nothing. But even bad guys are like, you know what? I'm not going to sit on this sofa all day. I'm going to get out there, do something with my life, steal all the spoiled milk, and feed it to puppies. I'm like, what? Feed spoiled milk to puppies? Yeah, feeding spoiled milk to puppies. Well, they're not going to eat it if it's spoiled. We'll find a way. We'll find a way. Evil always finds a way. Anyway, moving on. So they think it's kind of cringe, but whatever. So they go on and start fighting, like causing a ruckus during this festival. This is a very powerful. What's going to happen next is a very powerful moment in my eyes. He sees them. He's like, "Oh my goodness, they're here!" So because he gave away all his stuff. He has to go buy a gift shop mask and everything. He buys a little gift shop mask, and he's standing there nervous because he kind of. Like, it's his moment to shine. He's been waiting all this time to do this, all right? He's been waiting all this time to use this transformation. Chat, it's so cringe, but it touches my heart on some way. He's freaking out, right? And then he finally, he pulls back the freaking string, and he transforms. Or at least he believes he's transformed. It's so weird, man. He transformed. The mask doesn't even fit 100% on his face. Oh my gosh. The crazy thing is, this guy, because this guy right here, apparently, he's known this guy since he was a kid, because he would always go and ask for the same thing. So when he put on that mask and showed himself, he's like, "Oh, it's you again." I'm like, that's how normal people, how Superman, his secret identity, that's not secret. That's not a secret. You're not wearing a mask. All you're doing is wearing glasses. I could have seen if you somehow made your outer appearance look different and change your hairstyle, maybe. But for the most part, people are like, you're Clark Kent. Superman? You're Clark Kent, Superman? But no, I'm just Superman. Like, nah. You're Clark Clint. Blah, 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 blah. You're Clark, blah, 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 blah. You mean Clark Kent? Yeah, that one. That's the thing. See, I knew you knew. You freaking idiot. What are you doing? You know you threw my Lamborghini, right? You didn't even hit nobody. You're paying for that. You're paying for that. Anyway.
The glasses are magic. The actor also pulled the same experiment.
The glasses are magic? No way. No way. I don't recall that being in any of the lore. That makes sense, though, the magic glasses, but there's no freaking way. The actor already pulled the same experiment in real life. So he puts on the mask and he's like, oh my goodness, that's you. I know who you are. And I'm like, okay. So he ends up beating these guys up while people are recording. He beats them up, right? And then on the internet, you see people like this lady, probably a few others, watching this. And she's upset. She's upset that says, hey, how in the heck are you going to, how the heck is he going to be the first one to fight the big bad guy, even though he's not wearing the proper outfit? All he's wearing is a toy mask that he got at the fair. So she's a class 1 hater, chat. A class 1 hater of someone who's just, wearing a little itty bitty mask. She's jealous, chat. Can we also appreciate the fact that she's working out in this little area? Pretty cool. Anyway, so let's go back a little ways. You know this guy we were looking at, who looks like Baki's dad? He looked like Baki's dad, like for real, with that grin. I think he might also be one of those people who think that they can be a superhero, because I think that's where that smile is coming from, chat. He's happy that he's going to beat the brakes off this guy. Like, oh yeah, I think so. Will I watch more of this? I don't know. It really depends on how many views I get on this video, but for the most part, this is the anime that people need.
That's a hero mile that the freaky smile from the beginning.
That's a hero mile that the freaky smile from the beginning? Really? What? That's not him. That's not that kid. There's no way that's that kid. But I think
no.
Because this anime is so cringe, it easily makes it different. It does. I personally think I don't think I'm gonna follow up with this. Well, it really all depends. It all depends. But it's unique. It's very unique, chat. Give it a try. Give it a try. And come back and tell me what you think. If you have seen it, what do you think? Is it a 5 out of 5? 1 out of 5? Thank you very much for the sub. I'm not gonna say that because it sounds like a curse word, but thank you. I appreciate that.
That grown man's smile is a hero smile, not that freaky torture smile in the beginning.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, I see what you're saying. Give this anime a try and come back and tell me what you think, chat. If you've already seen it, tell me what you think in the comments. Because this cringe fest, it's cringy, but it's very emotional. And it's kind of fun. It's not too funny. It's like humorous, but I wouldn't call it funny. Konosuba just raised the bar way too high for me. So other anime like this is be very hard to make me like really like hold my sides in laughter. But it feels like the creator knows what they're doing. They know what they're doing. He or she is doing. But give it a try, chat, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.